I'd like to talk very briefly, I'm Xanthe. I'd like to talk very briefly about bipolar, hypomania versus mania. I've mentioned it in some other videos. I'm actually a bit hypomanic at the moment. I'm actually trying not to speak really fast. When I go manic, I will speak non-stop and become loud and really fast, and no one can get a word in and interrupt me, and I get stuck on continuous loops and drive everyone completely insane. So anxiety can also make me talk a little bit faster as well. With the hypomania, people often ask what the difference is. I sort of see it as much less intense than mania, and I think that it's less visible to the outside person. To me, experienced inside, I have more energy, so I'm fidgeting even out of your view, and I become quite goal orientated. So I have made, even though I've been feeling quite burnt out at times as well, been making a cluster of videos, so I tend to go a bit high when I've had quite a bit of stress, like I've had quite a lot of work stress recently, and also if I've been triggered with trauma triggers, so I tend to go high. If the trigger is really huge, I can go really high, so that's the mania. Mania is very, I believe, visible to outsiders. They will notice something really different about the person, and the person may become very impulsive, do risk-taking activities, do things that they normally wouldn't do, and they might seem to do quite reckless things like spend lots of money or have sex with a bunch of strangers, or what else? Just have this either really irritable mood and or really like an expansive euphoric mood, and whereas the hypomania, it's like, oh, I can feel really quite good, but the mania, it can feel like I'm a goddess and just radiating love, and yeah, it's completely they're worlds apart with the intensity and extremity. But I think that if people quite often will say that they're manic, but they still can speak fully coherent sentences, and they've still got complete control. Really, they're just feeling a bit elevated in their mood. Yeah, that's not full mania. It's quite different, and mania, hypomania, I don't see too much of a problem with it, although there's a risk that you can go into full mania, or if it carries on for months and months, can crash into a depression. So one psychiatrist told me, what goes up must come down, and he said that everyone would like to feel like that. You feel productive, you feel good about yourself, you have this endless energy, and although at the moment too I've been alternating between having the high energy and feeling a bit burnt out. So I'm a bit in the danger zone, so I've been needing to use sedating medication that I've been prescribed to help me sleep, to try and help control it as I get through it. And but yeah, mania, it might feel really great to the person, but it can be very destructive. It's destructive with relationships, it's destructive financially, destructive. Some people will end up in jail, and they end up in hospital. Some people just end up homeless, some people end up dead. It's just it's destructive because that person has lost control and insight and judgment, and then also I've experienced anyway, for me, the bigger the high, the bigger the crash, and the depression, and that's really quite life-threatening. I don't believe I was ever life-threatening to anyone else, but I was definitely life-threatening for myself because suicidal thoughts and pretty much acting on it, but fighting with all that being not to go through with it. So yeah, it is quite dangerous, and also when it feels good, people want to stay in like that state, and they don't really have the realisation that that the conflict is actually partly to do with the illness and it's not everyone else. So yeah, I do want to point out that they're different. When I've sometimes been hypomanic for several months, and then sometimes there'll be blips of the mania looking back, and then at other times, yeah, I find that the mania is so intense that, yeah, I can't sustain it for very long. Like, it's probably weeks for mania, if that, because it is just burning up so much energy. Yeah, so my main point was that I just wanted to say that if someone's hypomanic, no one else will probably really notice, apart from that the person, I've been told in the workplace that I had a really positive attitude. Another workplace awarded me with a positivity award. Another place I got, when I had a pet sitting business, I won a New Business of the Year award, which was voted by clients and then assessed by someone, and they said I was really, really passionate about it, and this was before I burnt out 3 years later. So I can hang on to the hypomania for months and months, because I was on an antidepressant as well, which exaggerates it. And then there were times when I went up into full mania and, yeah, cycled back and forth. I don't think it's like one state, sometimes in a mixed state, so I've got some symptoms of depression and hypomania or mania at the same time. Yeah, so it's not for me just staying in one single mood state steadily, it shifts around. Yeah, so I just had this pattern of achieving heaps of stuff, like getting heaps of A's at university, doing a science degree, and then crashing and feeling like a failure. And that would be my life. Doing really well in a particular job, crashing and burning, feel like a failure. So yeah, that was my bipolar, and I didn't know. So yeah, because you can be very functional with hypomania. Full mania, yeah, I don't think the person can be that functional because it's busy distracting them too much with what's going on, and then, you know, losing control of it. And people with different personalities will have different flavours. Some people will have very angry up moods. Some people with euphoric. I tend to have some irritability, but quite often euphoric and just really intense. Yeah, just really intense emotion. And it actually makes me feel alive, because I shut down emotion, and because I'm scared of emotion. And so yeah, it can be quite liberating to feel that. So anyway, I think I've prattled on long enough about that. Hopefully you could follow me, because I am speaking a bit faster than normal. So okay, thanks.